be transparent? Now, Pastor Scott, you're mad at me, y'all. Because that Amazon driver be hating on me. They're delivering these boxes stacked up before I can get them and take them in the house. And Pastor Scott got to walk over these Amazon boxes. They put them right by the front door. I wish they would put them out of the garage and stack them to the side. When they do that, then I will see them. But that, let me tell you, I hate to see Pastor Scott coming through the door with all this Amazon. I got a problem. Pray for me, saints. I treat Amazon like my own personal genie. I'll be on there looking for stuff. One day I looked for a movie, my favorite movie, The Never-Ending Story from when I was a child, and ordered the DVD. I just be finding stuff just to order. But let me tell you something. Now, it's good, it's convenient. But the thing about Amazon is, you can't touch it. Right? You can't see the stuff. It's really a gamble. You can't see it. You can't touch it. So what I do is I go to the reviews. I go to the reviews. And I go up and down the reviews. Because I want to see what this product looks like on somebody else. And can I tell you, sometimes I see the review and I'm like, I don't want this. This is not for me. Huh? Sometimes I don't like the way it looks on somebody else. Sometimes what it looks like on somebody else doesn't represent the description of the product. Sometimes it's not adding up and it's not matching up when I go to the reviews. Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something? That I have a review for Jesus Christ that I can tell you, that I can see what it looks like on somebody else, that I saw what it looked like on Deacon Swain and Deacon Mack, that they had a review. And because they had a review, I knew that it was the same thing for me. Let me tell you something. Somebody needs to hear your story. Somebody needs to know that if he cured cancer, then lupus is nothing. Somebody needs to hear your story right on this bench. And let me tell you, I want you to give your review. I want you to give your testimony. But if you don't give yours, I'm going to give mine. Let me tell you what he did for me. Let me tell you, he brought me from Houston, Texas, all the way here, put a baby in my hands with two little boys that you heard as grown men standing here. Let me tell you what he did for me. I moved to this city. We didn't know nobody. We didn't have no family. But what did he do? He sent me a family in the form of the Union Baptist Church. And we got off of the plane. We had groceries in the van. So we got off of the plane. We were not alone. We had somebody picking us up. We had somebody waiting at our home. He blessed me with a job. I used to run him and say, I want to work for a hospital. They got good insurance. Didn't even know. I'm an attorney. What am I doing at the hospital? And he gave me a job in cancer research. He healed my body for cancer. I'm standing up here as a miracle. He healed me from cancer. Let me tell you what else he did. After I had my surgery in February, I don't even think I told y'all this. Maybe some people, but after I had my surgery in February, a week later I started having some chest pain. And we had to call 911. I had to get in an ambulance and I went to the hospital. And I had a cardiologist to look at me. And I was in the waiting room. They were very busy. And I said, are y'all gonna put me on some kind of monitor? Because they were tending to a bad wreck that had happened, and they were really busy. And I said, are y'all gonna put me on at least a monitor? Like, I'm not a doctor, but I know if I'm coming in for chest pain, that you should at least put me on some kind of monitor. She randomly and very casually said, okay, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna hook you up. She was just trying to appease me. Because she thought my situation really wasn't that serious. She was just trying to shut me up so she could go on to somebody else. So she put me on the monitor. And I'm sitting there, and my chest is hurting, and she came running into the room about 5 minutes later. She said, "What was that?" I said, "What do you mean, what was that?" She said, "Do you know what just happened?" And I was like, "No, I don't know what just happened." She said, "You had a VTAC." And I was like, "Who?" She was like, "Did you feel it?" I said, "I feel it." She was like, "And you're still up? And you're still breathing?" Well, when I went to the cardiologist for my follow-up, and she found out I had a VTAC, she looked at me. And she said, "Okay, so when were you resuscitated?" I said, "What?" She said, "You said you had a VTAC. At what point in the process did they resuscitate you?" I said, "Ma'am, I was never resuscitated. I was sitting right there." And she said, "Okay, you were resuscitated. When did you regain consciousness?"